David, thanks so much for your time. Some instant reaction, if you will, to what we've heard from Stephen Miles this morning.
It's more of the same, Laura. It's the same excuses. It's the same playbook as his predecessor. And Queenslanders are living through a youth crime crisis. And the only people who won't admit it's a youth crime crisis are the people who watered down the laws in 2015 and have created a generation of untouchables. So I just want to make 2 points. The first is on the announcement of so-called more police. 3.5 years ago, the government said they would add an additional 1,450 full-time equivalent frontline police officers. Since that commitment has been made, the numbers have gone backwards. Police are leaving quicker than they're being replaced. And the reason why is the laws are watered down and they just don't feel empowered to be able to do their job. Let me make it really clear, if government changes in October, the first order of business will be the Making Queensland Safer laws. At the heart of that will be removing that provision that says detention is a last resort and putting victims' rights ahead of the rights of the offenders. We are serious about it. The government's not. Their heart's not in it. They created it by watering down the laws. We intend to fix it by strengthening the laws, making sure police have the tools and the officers to do their job, and it will be a day one order of business if government changes in October.
OK, so that is a distinction between you and the current government at the moment, but it kind of puts the problem elsewhere. So what are you going to do if you're going to have more people in detention? That means potentially the jail system is going to be under pressure in Queensland. What are you doing at that end?
Well, Laura, it's under pressure at the moment, and the reason why is the government's just not serious about early intervention. And it's not serious about making sure that the hardcore are detained and we're stopping that pipeline that's coming through. So the two figures that I point to that shows that we are failing as a state under this government at both ends of the political spectrum. The number of repeat hardcore young offenders has gone from 10% to 20% in the last 18 months. So that tells you that the bad are getting worse and there are more of them. At the other end of the scale, the vast majority of young people who are in detention are actually waiting on remand, which means they're not getting the early intervention programs. And that's the constant churn. It's the same offenders committing the same offences. The only thing that changes is which family's life gets torn apart today. And our vision is to make sure that we embark on gold standard early intervention to stop that pipeline coming through. The number of victims in Queensland has exploded. If you're in Queensland, you are 3 times more likely to get your car pinched than if you live in New South Wales, and you are twice as likely to get your home broken into. There are more victims than ever before, and we are serious about doing something about it.
Well, people are taking matters into their own hands at the moment. They're employing private security, they're getting together in neighbourhoods and doing all of that. Are you concerned about communities that feel like they need to do that? And does that, take the power out of the hands of police, or would you encourage them?
Laura, of course we're concerned by it. It's a reflection on how Queenslanders are feeling. I can't go anywhere in the state without somebody raising the issue of youth crime and their personal experience, or people saying to me, we haven't been done yet, but we'll be next because my neighbours on either side have been hit. I've also had somebody say to me, I'm not technically a victim of youth crime, but I just got my car insurance premium and it's gone up by 50%. So maybe I am a victim of youth crime. And I want Queenslanders to know there's a better way than what they're getting at the moment, and we are serious about doing something about this. And I know the government will look for different excuses as to why things don't work. You mentioned before the removal of detention as a last resort. We've seen 4 different positions in 3 different days. It might be on, it's definitely not on, it's definitely maybe on, and now it's not on. It's just a circus. It's chaos and crisis. And what I'm saying to Queenslanders is what they are living through at the moment after a decade of having watered down the laws and creating a generation of hardcore repeat young offenders will end if government changes. And my commitment to Queenslanders is this is a day one agenda item, not something we're going to kick the can down the road. It is a day one agenda item, and the laws will be strengthened this calendar year. If that means we have to sit between Christmas and New Year, we'll do it. But the laws are going to change this calendar year because we are not going to the holiday season with another period that we have been living through in recent memories.